Okay, so we have been reviewing how to solve two-step equations and applying the distributive property. So today we're going to take another step and we're going to include variables on both sides. And as you can see at the very top, it says types of solutions. So now that you're in algebra, we're going to have 4 different types of solutions, and we're going to go through all 4 types with the examples at the bottom of this paper. So basically, I know a lot of you are going to want to take the same approach, but there's always more than one way to do this. So if you find another way and it works, as long as your answer has checked, then you should be all set. I know a lot of you like to bring things to the left side of your equal sign, which is fine. And that's what I will tell you to do, but I will also give you suggestions along the way. So the first thing is for your steps, you're going to bring all the variables to one side of the equation. And we're going to say most of you, like I said, you like the left side, so you can stick with that. But again, it's okay if you move it to the right side. You're going to move it to one side of the equation using inverse operations. And for those of you who need that little reminder, inverse just means opposite. Okay, so I'll put opposite in parentheses if you need that. And my E looks a little sloppy. Okay, so you are going to also work on bringing all the constants to the other side. Remember, a constant is just the number by itself. There's no variable with it. It's just being added or subtracted. And then again, you're just going to solve for x. So, all right. First example, we're going to see what type of solution we end up with the first type of example. So example number 1 is right here. Okay, so according to my steps, I'm going to move all my variables to one side. So that means I am going to bring my 5x by subtracting, because we're not solving yet, we're just simplifying. So there's another kind of keyword, the difference between simplifying and solving. So these are just our steps for simplifying so we can solve for x. So we have 7x minus 5x, which is 2x. We bring down our 8. These two 5s, remember, they cancel each other out because they equal 0, basically a 0 pair. You have 5 x's and 5 negative x's. And then you bring down your 8. And some of you are already realizing what's about to happen. So my constant is right here. So we just took care of the variables. Now we're taking care of the constants, which are 8 and ironically 8. So inverse, subtract, and yes, it is going to be what you think it's going to be. Our 2 8s, again, equals 0 because they balance each other out to nothing. We bring down our 2x. 8 minus 8 is 0. Most of you already realize that when you divide a number into 0, that it will be 0. So we are dividing 2 into 0. These equal 1. So x, again, we don't need that 1 in front. X equals, and yes, your answer is 0. So, quick little reminder, our first option for our type of solution is 0. So our answer can be 0. 0 is an option. So if I was to check that, because some of you are like, really? Yes, really. Okay, I can literally take 0 and plug it back in up here. I'm going to turn my paper sideways so I have enough room. So you have 7 times 0 plus 8 equals 5 times 0 plus 8. So obviously 0 plus 8, 0 plus 8. Hopefully you recognize that 8 does in fact equal 8. So that is my check. My final answer is 0. It does not take that long to check, especially if you're questioning your answer. Okay, we have 3 more examples to get through. If you need a break, feel free, pause me, take a break. All right, example number 2. This is why trial and error will not be your friend this year, okay? I know you want to, but please try to resist that trial and error. So separating the two sides, we're going to bring our variables to one side, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of this one. Don't forget there's no sign in front, so that automatically is a plus 4x, or if you want to look at it like a positive 4x. So I'm going to get rid of this 4x, and yes, both of them end up equaling 0 because there's nothing left over. So with that being said, I have negative 8 equals 8. You know, and I know, negative 8 does not equal 8. So this answer, negative 8, does not equal 8. Therefore, there are no solutions. No solutions. So you can't even check it because you don't have any solutions. Now, you could pick a solution like 0, for instance, and see that it will, in fact, not balance out again, okay? So if you wanted to do that, that's fine. So second type of solution is no solution. And again, if you want to see that outcome, I'm going to plug in 0. 0 is the easiest number to work with, right? Or 1. 0, 1. Those are good ones. So 0 minus 8 equal, oh, sorry, that should be a 0 over here. And then 8 plus 0, again, negative 8 does not equal 8. So you have just proven that there is no solution. All right, so we have talked about 0 as a solution. We have talked about no solution. And again, if you need a break from me, please feel free to pause this. This video is a little bit longer than the normal 8 to 9 minutes. All right. What do you think is going to happen now? We have example 3. Okay, moving from one side to the other. Again, I'm going to take care of my 7s. I know that they're both positive, so that doesn't really help me. That's also bringing in, oh my gosh, is this another no solution? Because some of you are recognizing that both of them end up equaling a 0 because they have 0 pairs. So with that being said, I'm bringing down my negative 8 and negative 8. Are they in fact equal to each other? And yes, because they're exactly the same thing. So technically, if I plug in any number, I'm going to come out with negative 8 equals negative 8. Therefore, how many solutions do you have? And yes, you are correct. X can be infinite. Infinite solutions. That means there are so many, there's too many to list. Infinite solutions. So again, pick any number. You can pick 0, you can pick 1. It does not matter. You can plug it in. 7 times 1 minus 8 equals negative 8 plus 7 times 1. 7 minus 8 equals negative 8 plus 7. And you get a negative 1 over here and a negative 1 over there. And yes, it does check out because negative 8 does equal negative, or sorry, yes, negative 1 does equal negative 1. So your final answer, infinite solutions. So answers that you might see it written as infinite solutions. I'll turn my paper forward in just a second, or vertical. You could see the infinity symbol, and you could see all real numbers. The real numbers will make more sense in a couple years when you start taking more advanced math. And yes, you do have imaginary numbers. Those imaginary friends do exist. All right. Again, it's a little bit longer, so if you need a break, please feel free to pause me, take a break, and come back. Okay, example number 4. Last one. What do you think is going to happen? All right. Uh-oh, there's a lot going on here. I can't just start. I have a lot, okay? So I have combining like terms over here, combining like terms over here. So you need to make sure that you take care of those first. So I'm going to put a little reminder right here of combining like terms, CLT, combine like terms. So I have a positive 2n, a negative 8n, that would equal negative 6n. Don't forget to bring down your 5. And yes, I'm going to change my color. There we go. 5 minus 6n equals, and over here I have a plus 8 or a positive 8 and a positive 5. So that is going to give me a positive 13. So I can put 2n plus 13, or I could put 13 plus 2n. Mean the same thing. Commutative property. Remember, it doesn't matter what order you add. Okay, so now we can concentrate on our variables. So here is the one thing that I said earlier. I know some of you want to bring your variables to the left. The only thing I'm going to say with this one is I do not like it when I end up with a negative coefficient. I dread those negative numbers. I do everything to avoid them. So either way, if you're comfortable, go for it. Just don't forget to get rid of that negative. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and show you that you can move to the other side and it will still work out. All right, so I'm going to add my 6n to both sides because that's a minus, so technically that's a negative. So these end up equaling 0 pair. That's a positive 5 equals, and then I have 2n plus 6n. That would give me 8n, and of course bring down my 13. Now, again, you just have a two-step equation. So you are going to subtract 13 from both sides. Oops, and I did it. I knew I was going to do it. My one mistake. All right, fix that. All right, that is a minus sign. Sorry. All right, so 5 minus 13. 5 minus 13 is negative 8. Then I bring down my 8n because a positive 13 and a negative 13 equal a 0 pair. There's nothing remaining. So I know my variable's on the right. Oh my gosh, you're okay. I promise it's allowed. I'm going to go ahead and divide by a positive 8 because that is my coefficient. Now I end up with 8 divided by 8, which is 1. I don't need the 1 in front of my variable, so I'm just going to bring down my variable. However, I do have negative 8 divided by 8. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. 8 divided by 8 is 1. My answer is n equals negative 1. So you are allowed to have your normal one solution. One solution is the last option at the top. So let's see. X could equal what? Do you want to put it? One specific number, one specific value, one specific value. Oh, there you go. So one answer, one choice. I know there's lots of choices now, so now you're going to be questioning yourself. Try not to question yourself. Plug in 0, plug in 1, plug in, I don't know, 15 if you really want to get wild and crazy there. So I'm going to go back down here. I'm going to just double check my negative 1. I'm going to plug it in and then make sure that my answer should be negative 1. And did I include all my numbers? No, I did not. See, this is what happens when you rush. Oh my goodness, I'm getting there. All right, I think I got it all now. Okay, so I have 5 plus 2 times 1 minus 8 times negative 1. So I have 5 plus negative 2 minus negative 8. Yes, I know that's a lot longer than you really need it because some of you are already like done solving. I'm showing you all steps. All right, and then my two negatives together, that will be a positive. I have a positive here, so 3 plus 8. And then I have 13 plus negative 2. I end up with 11. I end up with 11. Yay, my final answer checks out to be n is negative 1, or negative 1 is the value of n, however you would look at it. All right, longest video ever, and I'm really sorry. I hope you took some breaks in between. Again, these are your notes. These are going into your notebook, and I will make sure that you have the page number before you head out the door, or when you return to class, depending on when you watch this. Anyways, ask questions, make comments, whatever it is that you need to do. Practice. All right, thank you.